What's up, Wikimaniacs? This week on Monday's Reddit reading, we have an OP who tells us...
You're doing a Friday episode, buddy.
Welcome to Am I the Blank, a Friday classic hosted by your boy Sean. Off to a Monday start, if you will. Obviously, Josh isn't here today. Josh will zoom out in this edit, but we have a guest. Hey. Reddit on Wiki starts now.
Get therapy.
I'm not reading.
Get therapy.
I had a whole intro. I had titles written for the stories. But I, like John realized and quickly corrected me, and then I was thrown off. Plus my wife is here. It's just a lot of things throwing me off the game. But John, not only
who cares about me? Don't even introduce me. Introduce our guest, buddy.
Wikimaniacs. Welcome back to the show, the one and only Nancy Martinez.
Hey, sorry.
Fan favorite.
Sorry if you see me moving around because I'm trying to stay focused. I'm not trying to just stay center the whole time.
Before we hit record, we spent about 3 minutes trying to figure out how to get my lens to focus because it's on autofocus, and I don't know how to make it not so. So Nancy will be in the center. I will be off. Sorry for the edit, Josh. But it is what it is, right? A quick rundown before we do it, because I owe the Wikimaniacs. They've had just weeks of chaotic intros with no guideline to what the episode is. So real quick, this week, we're going to do things real off kilter. This week, we have an OP who tells his girlfriend that she is giving him the ick. An OP's crush got pregnant, and now she is suddenly interested in OP. A girlfriend who asks her boyfriend why he won't take her out, and then he writes her a whole list. An OP who ruins dinner with his bad astrology takes. A husband gets bullied by his new co-workers. A wife adopts a new and natural outlook on life. And if those stories sound interesting and you'd like more, you can join our Patreon or become a YouTube member, and you'll learn about an OP who joins a neighborhood and has one neighbor that isn't very happy about it, and an OP who is sick and tired of splitting the bill with their friends. All right. Reddit on Wiki has already started. Can't do that. So, John. Oh, I'm so sorry for the chaos. Anything you want to say before we get started?
No, I'm ready to hear all these stories.
All right.
And also, before we do that, I must say, I'm excited to travel with y'all pretty soon. You're going to see how crazy we travel.
I'm excited too. Can't wait to see the I-10.
I do say, if we are late to plans, do them. Just, we won't be late to reservations, I will say. But some mornings are hard to get up and going. So if we are late to the morning, okay.
We're early birds, so we're ready and going all the time.
I think Sean's just trying to set the expectation, down,
we're usually
down
good with plans, but I admitted last episode where at least I am, I got that ethnic time. You know what I mean? Tell me the reservation is 45 minutes beforehand. I'll be there so quick. You don't even know.
You'll see Juliet's PowerPoint presentations. We'll share it to you guys, and you'll see.
Excited.
Yeah, did we send you guys? Because our friends just went to Toronto.
Toronto.
A big group of them, and we weren't invited. Anyways.
Gasp.
But yeah, they sent us our recommendations, and we've been meaning to send that to you guys just to see if there were crosses.
Hell yeah, send them over, bro.
Okay, if we haven't, I'll do it right after this. But yeah, I'm super pumped to do that. We're gonna eat so much food in Toronto. Toronto.
Maybe
Canadians
we'll see
have told
Aubrey
us.
there so that we can cuss him out.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
No, I'm scared to play not like us there.
What's up, Wikimaniacs? Josh here. I know I'm not supposed to be on this episode. My bad. I'm hopping in here to give a disclaimer for this first story. They go into it a little bit afterwards, but Nancy's takes a little off on the first story. She didn't want anyone to get mad, but They discuss it, and she comes to a different conclusion at the end of her take. But I just wanted to give that disclaimer so that you hold off your comments until the end of the discussion, because we love having our partners on, and any hate directed towards us is fine. Would love that not to be the case towards our partners. So just hold off on your comments until they're done the discussion. We'd appreciate that. But back to the show.
All right, first story of the day coming from, I bet you guys can guess.
Mary Gibbs.
Mary Gets 2011.
Bah.
This is OP who tells his girlfriend that she is giving him the ick.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm 32 male, dating my girlfriend, 27 female, for almost a year now. And we've met each other's families. Jenny is an only child of an Asian family, while I'm half and half with one younger sister, Anna, 21 female. Anna and I are close despite our age gap. Our parents both work demanding jobs, and I would babysit/chaperone for many of her bratty teen years. In recent months, I've noticed that whenever Anna comes up in conversation, Jenny would joke about how Anna is overly spoiled by my parents and I, and how we've created a princess. Last week at family dinner with my parents, I felt like Jenny was overly grilling Anna on school/dating/life. And at one point, Anna was telling a story about how a first date gave her the ick by not pulling his wallet out after their meal and letting her foot the entire bill. Jenny laughed and said, "Not every man will treat you to dinner like your brother would, and that you quote unquote, you need to lower your standards." I was not happy with this comment, as it sounded like my sister didn't deserve to be treated with basic respect, but also didn't want to embarrass Jenny. Jenny then went on to talk about how that would have never happened to her, as men see her as quote unquote, high value.
Ooh.
I don't know what it was about this comment that just pissed me off, but I said that she was giving me the ick and to stop talking to my sister like that. The argument we had when we got home was massive. And Jenny told me that I was overreacting to an innocuous comment. And I paused an innocuous because I was not 1,000% sure if I said that right, but it sounded right after I said it.
It's me, brother. I don't ever pronounce anything.
I wasn't 100% confident. Overreacting to an innocuous comment and would make a terrible father because I would always favor my sister over everyone else. I'm shocked at being called a terrible father, and I honestly still don't think I was wrong, but I need another opinion. So, am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend that she gave me the ick at a family dinner?
Nasty can go first.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When you were first telling the story, I lost track of who was who. So the girlfriend is Jenny.
Girlfriend is Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
Sister is Anna.
Anna. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Tough one. I'm gonna say that yes, asshole for saying that his girlfriend gave him the ick, because I feel like those are really powerful words. Like if you're gonna say that to your significant other, you must you need to mean that, because that's like
Really?
devastating to hear.
Is it?
You gave me the ick. I think so.
I feel like that's such a...
If you told me that I gave you the ick.
I definitely wouldn't say it in a family setting, but I would.
And
I would
in
pat
front of
you.
others?
I would pat you and be like, cool it on my fucking sister.
I mean,
actually."
those are different words though, right? Like in the question was, am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend that she gave me the ick? Yeah, it probably shouldn't have been like a family conversation. Should have been, on the side, closed doors. And then maybe, whenever that was resolved, clarify with the sister if there is any clarification with the sister. But I don't know, the conversation of like what people look for in relationships in terms of monetary value differs so much for so many people. And I'm not going to tell someone who believes that they are high value to not look for a man who has money, because if that's what's going to make them happy, then go for it. Right. But I think it's the same with like telling others what they should believe is a problem too. Like her saying to the sister that she needs to have higher standards. I mean, you can like offer your opinion, but then not push it in that sense.
No,
and
she's
hopefully,
saying she needs to lower her standard.
oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I
Girl-
wasn't paying attention.
Wow.
Hey, I got the same
Sorry.
problem too, Nancy. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Wow.
So she was saying she needs to lower her
The
standards.
girlfriend was telling the sister, you need to lower your standards. And also, men wouldn't treat me like that because I'm higher value. And then that's when the boyfriend was like,
Okay, yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, sorry. I messed up the words there.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So that's what the story said.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, obviously that's not right for her to say that to her sister. And like they should pause the conversation there, right? And not continue down the path of saying that I'm higher value than you. But I don't know, the words like you gave me the ick. If you're gonna mean it, you're gonna mean it.
I didn't know that was such a powerful thing to you.
I mean,
I've never
think
said
so.
you give me the ick,
Yeah.
but I mean, I just didn't know that was so.
And maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking about it. You know, I think like you can say it in a very casual way. And then, you know, how like sometimes couples can be mean to each other and it's like
Yeah.
funny. And it's in a sense, they're like flirting with each other or whatnot, to a certain extent. Right. Then yeah, sure. That's funny. But in a serious situation like that, I don't know. I feel like the words you gave me the egg is very serious.
Mm.
And now that like I know about all the different other
You
situations
got the
that
names
happen,
mixed up.
I don't
You got
know
the
if
names mixed up.
if I think he's an asshole per se.
Yeah.
But if he's gonna say those words, like that's gonna be it. And now I'm gonna say he's not the asshole. Actually,
Look
The
at that
end.
full character
The
development.
end. We came around into a circle.
There you go. Sometimes you gotta talk it out loud.
I was on a journey and I found the end of the journey.
There you go. And I was gonna lean more towards not the asshole for this one. I think I heard, Nancy, that you watch a lot of How I Met Your Mother, right? And this is the boyfriend's glass shatter moment.
Mhm.
And,
yeah,
It was at that point, and it to me, what I started to kind of deduct in this story is that it seems like the current girlfriend is kind of competing with the sister in a way, where it's like they're comparing, they're kind of comparing them, and it's like, I don't know, that's weird to me. I think anyone could get an ick in a relationship. I don't, personally, for me, even if it's down the line, it's like, oh, I don't like that, especially early on in their relationship too. It's not as if they're like married at this point. Also, just because we've been around in the internet setting for so long, anytime the word use high value anything is associated describing yourself, that is usually in such a negative space nowadays that I'm thinking that she's subscribed to like a mentality of like, hey, these are the type of dudes that I'm attracted to, those so-called like high value men. So yeah, and for him to probably hear that and to hear that, oh, those are like the same words that those icky dudes spew out, that's probably why he ended up getting it. So I mean, she also, to be fair, Jenny also brought it up in a kind of like a family setting too, about like with the sister. So it was kind of like turnaround's a fair play. So I'm going not the asshole, and boyfriend can feel that way, just as a girlfriend could feel that same way too.
Yeah, Jenny started the awkwardness by. I was talking to Nancy about this earlier when we were watching a TV show, and like a character's spouse brought up like new information to the family, like, oh, we got a place, and then like the wife got mad, and I was like, why would anyone feel like if you are not the family member, you should not be breaking the news. Like you should not be surprising your spouse by being like, oh, we did this. I'm like, you guys should be on a unified front, and also probably they should be the one saying. So it always surprises me when like the spouse or the partner is always
when they go rogue.
Yeah, when they go out of pocket, and then like they get too comfortable with the family. You know what I mean? Like you should be comfortable with your partner's family, but you shouldn't be comfortable enough to be openly roasting your partner's sister in front of one and making everybody else uncomfortable. That's weird. Unless y'all are just
close like that.
Which there are definitely situations where like, after so many, but this has only been a year and y'all are married.
Not even a year. Almost a year now.
So it's like, there's no way y'all are that close, especially if it's making OP kind of feel weird and uneasy. So yeah, I think it's just Jenny was acting out of pocket. And
Dude, the terrible father comment too was way out of line. How
also,
do you know that?
where did that
How does
come
Jenny
from?
know that?
How-
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
fighting words. I don't I don't whenever you fight, it's hard to use like absolutes like that because again, that's gonna like sting you and you're using
Mhm.
it in a situation where you're
Yeah.
both like heated and those are things that you can't take back. And for context, that show was Ugly Betty. And that is the one that Sean was just mentioning,
Yeah.
talking about Hilda and Bobby. No spoilers here, even though that show has been over for over 14 years.
We were just talking about that
Yeah,
last
we were just talking
episode.
about the last I was like, oh, Nancy just finished Ugly Betty. And that ended 14
Loved
years
it.
ago.
Yeah, that was my first time watching it too.
Yeah, bring
I
it
can't
back.
believe-
It got canceled.
I know.
So they didn't
Reboot
Wait,
get
it.
it did?
it didn't get a proper. It had a finale, but it got canceled mid-season. They only had like
Oh.
a certain amount of episodes to build towards the end, so it like happened very quickly. And apparently, you know, I did some googling for Nancy. Apparently, all of the cast also are like, as of last December, we're all like, we're ready. Just
To come back.
yeah, we all love our characters. We are still down. So
Bring them back.
And
Also,
pay them right, damn it.
right.
yeah, pay 'em right.
I also would like to read you on this first story. I can only imagine the listeners being like, "Oh my god, I can't believe she thinks that." I was trying to focus on staying focused on the camera, so at first, so I lost some details, very important details there.
I will
Disclaimer
say-
before this goes on the internet forever.
People are gonna
People are
probably
gonna-
roast in the
people are gonna
beginning
roast you.
because they're not gonna listen to the whole thing and they're just gonna comment. It happens all the time.
It happens to us a lot. People
Josh.
will
All the time.
Edit it well, please. Clip it well.
People will start one take and then completely changed our mind, or like, oh, we missed a fact, so we change our mind in the middle of it, and by then they already have 2 paragraphs.
too late.
written, and they're like, well, what am I gonna do? Not hit send?
Yeah.
Add
Which-
this disclaimer at the beginning, Josh, please.
Thanks for the comments though.
All right, guys, are we ready for the next story?
I will.
Let's
pay
do it.
attention
I
from here
am
on out.
confident Nancy's gonna get this one and
Nancy's-
hit it out of the
Closing my
park.
eyes.
Next-
Nancy's locked the fuck in. You better fucking believe it. All right, this next one is coming from ya boy.
Ooh.
I don't know what I should have. All right, peek behind the screen, Wikimaniacs. I'm used to writing it in like a title, and I forget when I do Friday episodes. In the title, it should say at least, "Am I the asshole for blank?" And didn't do that. So here we go, off the wall. Here we go. Am I the asshole for not wanting to raise my crush's baby?
Ooh.
Oh, and this is when we like guess, right?
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
It's up to you. The guesses truly don't matter anymore. But we should bring some form and structure back while Josh is out.
I'm gonna say no.
I will say no as well. A crush doesn't seem to have an official title tied to it. I don't think they're legally required or even emotionally invested at this point. It sounds like a crush and nothing more of it, unless there is. So I'm going to say no. I feel like that's that other person's responsibility to take care of that kid.
Let's get into it.
Watch us be wrong. That's I am the
Losing
father of
two
that
for
kid.
two.
And
All right. Basically, this girl that I've always had a crush on got knocked up by some random loser. And now that she is pregnant, she is wanting me to date her. Her parents have also made it known that they would like me to step up, be a man, and take care of this baby for the next 18 years and have her stay with, not have the baby and her stay with them. Parentheses, she is not a piece of cake, by the way. But the thing
Wait,
is,
what does that mean?
I think
She's not
saying,
easy.
yeah, I
to
think
be
his
It's not easy
saying
to
his
deal with?
crush
Is that what it is?
is maybe not nice or not a piece of cake. I don't know. Or not easy.
Okay.
I don't know. Seems weird. He continues, but the thing is, I'm not the dad. She said she wants me to be her boyfriend and for me to get a job and get a place for her to live and to help raise our kid, but I'm not the dad. My dad told me to tell her to go fuck herself and
Yeah.
to not put my dreams to the side, and that I am so young and just a kid myself, and to never, ever in my entire life get involved with her. He said, that's her baby, and it is not my responsibility. And my dad will be heartbroken if I voluntarily take on this burden. He fully supports me going into the core, and I told her I do not want to get involved with her. Her dad told me that I am not a real man.
Hey, yo.
Update. I have been able to successfully block this girl and her parents on all social media platforms and their phone numbers, as well as their home phone, as well from my cell phone. I've also gotten a temporary restraining order. There is a legal process you have to go through for a real permanent one, but I am working on it against her and her parents. None of them are allowed to contact me by any means, including phone, email, in-person mail, or by somebody else. If they do, the sheriff will have his deputies go to their house and bring them to the local jail. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to raise my crush's baby?
Hell no. Hell no. Nancy, you want to go off?
No, you go first.
How fucking dare this person insane behavior. First of all, if there's any energy that you should be directing all that effort trying to make sure that, hey, make sure that, you know, the kid and daughter's taken care of, do that to that deadbeat dad that got her pregnant. Put all that energy towards that person.
Yeah.
By no means at all is OP responsible, not only legally, morally, anything to take care of that kid. And that whole thread of like, oh, you're not a man for not taking care of another person's kid. Well, bitch, that's not his kid. They're not even together. They're not even partners. And all of a sudden she recognizes his existence because she needs something from him? Hell nah. The crush is fine. You can have a crush for someone anyway. It seems like you sounded like you're not really into her like personality, but I think she's a good looking person. I don't blame you. But at this point, you're not responsible for it. Listen to your father. He's absolutely correct. You have no obligation to that kid. Make sure you don't take care of it. And do not lock yourself up from someone. That should be someone else's responsibility, and that should be taking care of someone else. Not the asshole whatsoever. Goddamn, that is insane as fuck.
Agreed. I'm so shocked that I'm still waiting for you to say, and he's the dad, because it just doesn't make sense how hard they're going after this guy. Mm-hmm. And it totally feels like they're using him. And that's how I would feel if all of a sudden my crush is like, I want to be with you. And also I need all of this from you. So yeah, not the asshole.
Yeah. You weren't even plan A. You weren't even plan B, plan C, nothing. You're just a backup, like backup behind a backup.
How fucking insane is it to be like, oh man, like that baby daddy jumped out on me. This one dude has had a crush on me forever. I guess we fucking put the pressure on this random guy that has nothing to do with it. What? I think more than anything, even more than it sounds like they're right out of high school. If he's talking about joining the military. So I would assume 17, 18. So
I know why they want to. Hey, that's the age and TRICARE. Shit, that's the good shit right out of high school. And free housing off the bat.
But it sounds like that's not even the thing. They want him to not join the military and get another job, which is insane. Which is, all right, well, if your plan is to trap him, I mean, get in the military, get the benefits, right?
Yeah.
Where is this other guy?
I don't know. Why is there zero pressure on him?
Nothing on him.
That's crazy. Also, I think more than the girl, I think her parents are the worst. I think they're all assholes for sure.
Yeah.
But I think the parents for like doubling down and like encouraging this and then also applying pressure on a random kid. Like if I was his dad, I'd be talking to those parents. I'd be like, look, and it sounds like they did. They got the temporary restraining order. I'd be like, you don't fucking talk to my kid. You don't get involved with my kid. That's fucking weird on your part. That's your own problem. My kid never even dated or has been with your daughter. So it's like, what are you even talking about trying to trap my kid?
Dude, questioning someone's character for someone else's fuck up is insane as hell.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
You're not a real man for not doing this.
Bro, the audacity on this family is strong.
It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Are we ready for the next story, y'all?
Let's do it.
I'm focused.
This one is coming from.
It's absolutely hard to focus, Nancy. I get it. I'm the same way.
I think it's the bright lights. The bright
Yeah.
lights. My eyes are dry. I'm just giving every excuse right now.
I have ADHD, and I'll be running out of meds by the time we start recording. I'm like, don't throw names, don't throw numbers, because I will not pay attention at that.
I need a
point.
visual, like someone writing on a board or something.
Don't expect me to get this shit right all the time, people. It's hard, okay? It's hard work.
It ain't easy.
It ain't easy.
All right, so this one is coming from Am I Overreacting? And it was
Ooh.
cross-posted by Firefighter These 6206.
Nice.
This is Am I overreacting after I asked my boyfriend why he won't take me on dates anymore? And he wrote a list,
Oh, you're writing a list.
a whole goddamn list.
A list?
It's crazy.
It sounds like
Hmm.
Friends.
Okay, so
Just a waitress.
just a waitress is wild. So there's the original post,
Okay.
and then there are some important comments from OP in the comments.
So it seems like our opinions will sway as these comments
could.
get through.
They could. They
Okay.
could. They might not.
But just for the sake of guessing games right now, I will say not the asshole. It seems like a valid ask to say, y'all been married for quite some time. I've been married for quite some time as well. Dates are important. It's very much a foundation of a marriage, you know, just
Mhm.
spending time with each other. I think it's important. And if a partner verbalizes that, saying, hey, we need to spend more quality time together, it's a valid ask. And to write a list of saying, this is why I ain't taking you to shit, it is crazy to me.
That's crazy.
I agree. I think it also is like how the list was delivered and what's on the list. Okay, just giving all the ifs. If this, if this.
Oh, we do all the ifs too.
We do it all the time. Sean is famous for
Yeah, we play all the
playing both
scenarios.
sides.
Yeah.
I'm going to say not overreacting. I feel like asking your partner for more quality time or more effort comes from like a place of love for the most part. So yeah, we'll see.
All right, let's get into it, y'all.
We're gonna be so wrong and change our mind.
I'm just going to walk away.
My boyfriend, 27 male, and I, 28 female, have been together for almost 5 years. We have a pretty good relationship and we genuinely enjoy each other's company. No major problems at all this entire time. But for the past year or so, however, he has not really taken me out on a real date. He only ever wants to do something simple like walk around the mall or order food and watch a movie at home. I have been making date night or trip suggestions for months, and he never shoots them down, but he just kind of moves past it without really taking it seriously. Well, I finally became a bit upset and asked him why he doesn't ever make plans for dates or want to do anything romantic with me. It's really been making me question the relationship, and it has hurt my self-esteem. He became pretty frustrated and basically listed out a bunch of things that he does not like about me.
Damn.
Just a waitress.
Hold up.
This,
I'm just asking for dates.
yeah,
And you listing all my flaws? What the fuck?
These are my icks.
Oh my gosh.
this was the gist of it. 1, I don't try to dress nice when we do go out, even though I do dress up to go out with my own friends. I don't wear any of my makeup or do anything with my hair when I am with him. I don't watch my weight. I don't clean up around the apartment. I have been neglecting him sexually. I sleep all day. I never cook for him. I force him to do all of the chores. I never want to try to do any of the stuff that he likes to do with him. And the last one he said, which really pissed me off, quote, "It's not like I'm going to come home and get my dick sucked anyways." His words.
I need the comments or the
I don't
Edit.
know how to feel. We haven't been speaking very much since. I feel so hurt especially about the weight comment. I've been struggling with my weight, and I'm about 40 pounds heavier than when we first started dating. During this relationship, he's gained much more weight than me, like 100 pounds, but he started working out about 2 years ago, and now he's in great shape. This has been an insecurity of mine for a while, but this is the very first time he's ever gotten mad and made a comment about my weight before. I just feel completely crushed by how little he thinks of me, and I'm not really sure if this is the end of this relationship. Everything he said just feels so shallow, like he only cares about my looks and my body. I love him, but I feel so hurt by what he said, and I'm not sure how to process this. I need some advice, please. Okay, you
can
want
go first,
comments
Nancy, if you
now,
like.
or could he be saved by comments?
Look,
I don't,
in this scenario, I think the guy also has some sort of things that he wants out of the relationship, right? From what it sounds like, some of them are a little out of pocket. Some of those statements are
Very
pretty
out of
wild,
pocket.
very out of pocket. But if we kind of dig in like the root of it all, there are some things that he also wants out of the relationship. And what do we always say about like what's the most important part of a relationship, Sean?
Communication.
Money. Oh
God
God.
damn
But yeah, that's exactly what it is. He seemed like he held those things in the whole time. He internalized all the quote unquote things he's not feeling in the relationship anymore. And the way that he displayed that and the way he let her know how he feels, yeah, it was sounding aggressive as hell. Had he been communicating that from the beginnings, like, hey, yes, I haven't been taking you out on more dates, but is there a way we can compromise? Like, hey, maybe we should do things I like sometimes, or hey, I really like it when you wear this specific thing when you go out with your friends. Would like you to wear it when we're going out together. Had he communicated step by step for each possible frustration he had, he maybe could have saved this relationship a little bit more. But the fact that he wrote out a list and pretty much attacked every single thing about some of the insecurities she's had, and frankly, the way he says it, it's quite gross, to be honest. You don't say that shit to a partner.
To somebody you love? I don't.
To someone
think
you
so.
love, right? Like, yes, it does make it seem like he's only after for those physical things, as opposed to like, hey, companionship and what I feel relationship is about is like being together and being present with each other. So I don't know what the comments are going to entail, but had he done it a little better, he might have some ground. But I don't support.
Probably a little better and probably sooner, maybe.
I agreed.
I need the comments.
There's no.
Nazi's playing it safe.
No, I can't imagine how he can come back from that.
Yeah.
Because he did lead with a lot of fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
Very.
I will say I'm not convinced, but a lot of people responding on Reddit are convinced. They're
Okay.
like, oh, redeemed.
Open-minded.
Oh, redeemed.
OP kind of sucks, honestly.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I'm interested to see where all this goes because I'm not there personally, just because the list was so vile.
Yeah.
But some people have had their mind changed. So we'll see.
Could it be one of those situations where I hate to always do this when it's like if it's the roles reversed?
A lot of the comments were like, if roles were reversed,
Is she possibly an unreliable narrator?
that's what they're saying.
Mm.
Okay, here we go. First comment from the OP. He has brought up the cleaning and sleeping thing before. I have tried to help clean around the house, but it is hard for me because I honestly just forget most of the time because of my ADHD, and then he'll get frustrated when he comes home and I haven't done much.
Not an excuse. I got it.
He has asked me to see the doctor about my sleeping, but I really don't think it's that big of an issue. He's a big morning person and he gets annoyed that I like to sleep in and then take naps on most days, which to me is not unreasonable. I'll admit that there are some days where I'll stay in bed most of the day, but I didn't start doing that until I was laid off. As far as the sex comments, we have tried to talk about it before. He thinks that I never make time to be intimate with him, like it's just because I don't want to. But the truth is, it's because I have a child that's with us half the time. And so that makes it hard for us to be intimate in our small apartment. She's getting old enough to know what she's hearing, and our walls are thin. A lot of the time, I don't have the energy or I'm not in the mood, and I don't think I need to justify that. He cooks most of the time, but that's really because I just don't understand cooking. I've never been good at it, and I don't want to try and then mess it up and waste the ingredients, which has happened before. I was never really taught cooking growing up. He always wants to do stuff that is so out of the way that I have just no interest in. For example, he likes to go fishing or go to the national park that is nearby. I absolutely hate that kind of stuff. And so he and my daughter will go while I am left alone at the house to sit by myself. I have asked him to try and figure out more interesting things for us to do, but it's always something that I just have no interest in. Like he just got upset when I didn't want to go on a 4-hour-long train ride just to quote unquote sightsee. That's one of the comments. And that's where people are starting to turn like, maybe that is important information for the first part of this.
Yeah. Sounds like she doesn't want to do anything. Even he's suggesting stuff.
Yeah.
Some of these sound like good date ideas also.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The fact that he's taking your daughter on these fun, what should be
Trips.
family trips,
Yeah.
and you're being the stick in the mud, not great.
Mm-hmm.
She replied to some comments saying, we both used to work, but I have had trouble finding work for a while. Also, I don't sleep all day. I just sleep more than he does. Our relationship, our relationship has
Damn,
always
full
seemed,
Filipino there, brother.
Our relationship has always seemed good before this. We have fun together. We bond over books and TV series. I love his parents and my family, and my daughter love him. He's very good with my daughter and treats her like his own. And that's why I say we have a good relationship. These things do matter to me and are why I don't just want to up and leave if we can work through this. I'm also not the most financially stable person right now, and I'm not sure what my daughter and I would do if we did split up. The other reasons are just more reasons why she's not into the gym and more reasons why she doesn't like cooking. So,
Okay.
all of those comments, massive downvotes, which have skewed people.
I can see why.
Where are y'all thinking?
Yeah, it sounds like if there is no interest, then it stops there when you should probably be trying, like moving past the no interest and just try it, because I don't know, it sounds like you have things in common that you like to do together. Maybe dig into that a little bit more in terms of dates. And spending quality time together. But then the other stuff, I mean, I would try it. Like, especially if your daughter is going with him and, you know, it's a family memorable experience, I would just try it. Same with cooking, like effort just goes a long way. There's some things that Sean and I just differ in skill level. Like there's some things he's better at. There's some things that I'm better at, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to try those different things, even if we deemed ourselves, you know, sucking at that thing or not liking that thing. We're going to do it if it's going to help the partnership, right? So sometimes it is a question of like, what is worth doing, right? Not so much like if you like it or not. I still feel like some of those items he could have delivered it, like I said, delivered it better, because they can be hurtful. Maybe there's some underlying things that maybe she doesn't understand. She did mention ADHD, but I know, John, you said that that's not an excuse, and I totally believe that. She needs to do some work to understand those underlying reasons, and also he needs to be better about, you know, what to deliver, like a weight. I don't know. He could have reworded that to say something less about physical appearance and more so about like
General health.
Just your health. Like take care of yourself, your sleeping habits, you know, your energy wise. Like some of the stuff just sounded, you know, some things I can relate to, like energy wise and things like that. But again, what is worth doing if it means spending more time with quality time with my family and doing things that he wants me to do, then I'm gonna at least explore the idea of like what's worth doing. I'm gonna stop there.
Nah,
No, you're good.
I heard Sean made you go to one of a wrestling show.
Yeah, for sure. And
Multiple.
I understand. And like going back to her first question, I guess I wasn't done. Going back to her first question of like, why don't you take me on dates? It also sounds like maybe he may need to explore a little bit, like what she likes to do or what she wants to do. I know if you were taking me out to the mall or to home, or to home, I my outfits probably wouldn't be the best. And that was like one of his stipulations, right? Of like, you don't dress the way that you dress going out with your girlfriends. Maybe they're going to places worth dressing up for. I don't know. It takes effort sometimes. So I definitely think it's both of them needing to explore like, all right, what is it that you want to do? I need to just take a stab at it and try doing versus, the other way around too. And also just come with communication through care, not through, I don't know, resentment. Because I think y'all are right. It sounded like he's been bubbling these ideas up in his head and they just turned into resentment. And then he's saying things like this that, again, you can't take back and are hurtful. So, okay, now I'm done.
No, and I completely agree with your sentiments, Nancy. And I'm still leaning towards everybody sucks in this situation.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yes.
Because he's not forgiven.
No,
even
no,
the
not
child. Just kidding.
Those
The
things.
child? Who are you? You are John.
Yeah, the fucking kid had the nerve to fucking be around. I clap cheeks, but then you hear it from the other side of the wall. Fuck that kid for being around her all the time.
I also laughed that she was
kidding,
like,
just kidding.
we have the kid half the time.
Yeah.
And then what's happening the
Get
other
your
half
ass
the time? What's happening the other half? What's your excuse the other half of the time?
No, on a serious note, like, yes, I'm still leaning a little bit more like everybody sucks here. I think he sucks a little bit less. If I could equate it, he's like 40% sucky and she's like 60% the root problem. To me, at least, in my humble opinion.
I can see it.
I think where he comes from listing that, it comes from a place of hurt on his end. And that is not an excuse. And to say those things and to kind of list it down, it is hurtful for a partner to do that to someone else. I can also understand why he probably does certain things in terms of like date wise. If I'm hearing it correctly, based on the activities that they had, was either going to a national park, walking around a mall, go to a park, or go fishing. Those activities tends to be like on the cheaper end or like free. And because she was saying that like she's not the most financially stable person in the world, it sounds like he's kind of taking care of like everything else in the household already. So maybe finances for him are a little bit tough in his situation. So he's still trying in his sort of way by incorporating her and also incorporating the daughter in the scenario. So it's hard to fault him for that part, but I will fault him for exploding that way. Even though I feel like he had communicated in the past, he did say things little by little. To me, I would never hurt my partner that way, even though it sucks, right? And for her, I think why she sucks a little bit more in this scenario, she does a lot of like, why don't you do this to me? Why don't you do this with me? She also sounds like she's not the person who is open to try new things. I'm not saying like, because there might be some underlying issues that she's going with. Depression sounds like one of it. Not diagnosing anybody, but being lethargic, not having a lot of energy, having ADHD. I'm fucking tired 24/7, right? Like I get it. I get that there's no energy to be having around, but you have to try, especially in relationships where things matter. Especially there's a daughter in the picture too that he's kind of stepping up. They're bonding. You need to step up, muster up the little energy you have left, and do something active with them, because those are memories that you could be creating with your partner. So, and it sounds like from all the things that she's saying, she's making up a lot of excuses. And she's not even trying. She's like, oh, well, I've never been taught how to cook. Oh, those things don't interest me. But you can always learn. There's YouTube. I'm not the best cook, but when Juliet was like, hey, can you try something? I'm like, okay, it's not going to be good, but I'll try to make it. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's not the best, but the effort's there. So,
or at least just chop. Be the vegetable chopper or the peeler.
Something, right? Or like, while she's cooking, like, all right, well, I'll take half the load. Like, hey, you cook the whole thing. I'll clean up the rest. That's my job. I'm just like, hey, when cooking's done, don't even worry about the kitchen. I got it. So something to compromise. Relationships and marriages are all about compromises. And if you can't do that, then one is always taking and someone's always giving. And that person who keeps giving all the time, there's going to be some resentment down the line.
They're going to
So
burn out.
They're going to burn out. So I'm still leaning everyone sucks in this situation.
For
I
sure.
think she sucks a little bit more.
Yeah, I didn't love whenever she was like, I don't love that idea. Figure out something else that is
Yeah.
interesting to me. I
Mhm.
feel like that's like your job to kind of figure out. And then it sounds like when she does figure out things, it's like, you know, on trips and stuff. And I feel like if you're not making income, maybe you should not be the one suggesting like travel suggestions.
Yeah, 'cause that's
just
on him.
that
Right.
that sounds stressful as the person making the single income. Or unless that's like, you know, y'all's thing. Like if you're a stay at home and you're like on top of like the at home duties, then yeah, go ahead. You're making up for it by taking those things off of the income maker's mind or duties or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We always say being a stay at home partner can save the household. Like it's a job because you're saving the household money, you know, by doing all of these things that you'd be paying other people to do, or
And the mental load.
the mental
Mental
load
load's
or
a
the
big thing,
time
yes.
of you doing it if you weren't paying somebody to do it. So that's a real ass job. But if you are a stay at home partner and you're not on top of those things, then it does like, I could see with the other partners like, okay, well, hold up. I feel like I'm getting the mental load of
worst
having to
thing to
figure
do,
out how to
yeah.
do the chores and get them
Yeah.
done. And then also of having a job and all that stuff. So I could see where he got the resentment, but it like both of you said, it's not an excuse to fucking
Mhm.
go crazy. Cause he fucking I already know I'm not going to come home and get my dick sucked. So what is it like?
I didn't
okay,
like that.
bro, what the
Mm-mm.
fuck?
Some of it too. I'm starting to question if there's really a list, because I would question if some dude wrote it.
Like, you don't think like maybe she made the list up?
Maybe she made the list up. I don't know, to get some
Did
validation.
she say this is the gist of it or something like
She
that?
did say that is the
the gist of it.
But
bias
the,
in
I don't know.
but the dick sucking thing was in quotes.
Oh,
That
She
was
said,
in
I
quotes.
remembered this one, which
I don't know.
I also probably would not forget if someone said that shit to me. I'd be like,
Hey.
hey, yo, what?
I will say like her question, again, maybe if the circumstance was a little bit different, is still valid in this case. Like I still think that
Oh,
they
true.
need to address that question.
Mhm.
In addition to all these like root causes or root issues, obviously some take more priority than like where she wants to go on dates.
Yep.
But again, you can be so creative with nice dates and romantic dates. There's so many dates that Sean put together for us when we were struggling college students, and they were really nice and they were worthy of getting dressed up for, right? But she needs to probably readjust her priorities a little bit more and
Yeah.
and rethink how she takes care of herself. But again, I don't know. Some of these things he also needs to readjust, like his resentment towards her, and
Mhm.
it's coming from hurt, I guess, or like again being like tired over the years of not breaking patterns. Understandable, but I don't know. He needs to come at it with care, because is she maybe she's not worth it to him. I don't know. Do things that are worthy.
If it's in a budget, or if it's in the, y'all gotta get couples therapy.
Therapy.
Couples therapy at the very least. Something.
All right. Next one is coming from Midscore and 7 years ago. This one is, am I the asshole for ruining a dinner by calling my wife's friend's quote unquote Virgo moment a tantrum?
Shit, I don't know nothing about astrology.
Yeah, astrology.
Virgo
I was gonna say
moment,
astronomy.
attention.
Astronomy, completely
I'm like,
different.
"Ugh." I know nothing about it, so I don't know. Maybe was it Mercury's on Gatorade or some shit like that?
Yeah, Mercury's
Is that
on
what they say?
Gatorade is absolutely correct. All right. My wife's oldest friend's birthday was yesterday, and so their friend group threw her a birthday dinner at a restaurant. I was invited as a +1. Full transparency, I've never particularly liked this friend. She always seemed too dramatic and over the top for me, always attributing everything to her star sign. Insufferable comes to mind if I were to use one word. That said, I usually just ignore her and let her be whenever we're not in the same room because why not? Yesterday, though, she was making a big deal because they got her dessert order wrong. To be fair, though, we did wait like 45 minutes for it to arrive.
God damn.
So I get that. But she just kept complaining to the group and then stopped herself and said she was going to have, quote unquote, Virgo moment, whatever the fuck that means. And I said under my breath, but clearly too audible, quote, you mean a tantrum? She asked me to repeat myself, and the cat was clearly already out the bag, so I did. She asked what I meant by that, and I explained, there's no such thing as a Virgo moment, just a grown person throwing a tantrum, which devolved into back and forth, ruining the mood of the dinner, and us having to leave early. I don't think calling it a tantrum was wrong because it is one. But choosing to speak up at her birthday dinner is probably where I dropped the ball and fucked up. I was calm throughout and I did not escalate things, but even then, it did not have to be said because there really was no outcome where things would have worked out well. Am I the asshole?
Go for it, John.
I'm gonna say you're an asshole for even showing up to that dinner. Why you don't really fuck with this person? Why are you gonna show up to the dinner?
Trying to get a meal.
Tony, hey, well, I don't blame you. I mean, I'm gonna say, what's the word that we usually use when it's like justifiable?
Justifiable.
Now I'm gonna go social faux pas asshole right there. How about that?
A faux pas asshole.
Yeah, it's like, situationally, you probably should have held your tongue. It is their birthday. They're celebrating for a special moment, but it could get annoying. It sounds like you already don't mess with this person to begin with. There's an underlying hatred for this person. To begin with, you're probably annoyed with them from a jump. You don't believe in astrology. I was gonna say astronomy. But it sounds like that outburst is written in the stars already, right? Like you were kind of ready to pop off on this person at any given point you had. And I'd be annoyed too if someone kept bitching for like 45 minutes. I'm waiting too for my food, motherfucker. So like be patient like me. So I don't know. I'm gonna go asshole, but I get it.
Yeah, and I feel like if it's your partner's friend, it probably shouldn't come from you to say to correct that type of behavior. Like it probably should come from one of her friends instead. So definitely wrong for doing that at her birthday, and also probably thinking that you should be the one to say something. I don't know. If she's not your friend, then I would just talk about it with your partner instead. I wonder what the partner's thoughts are on the situation. Yeah, on this, and she feels like it's a problem. I guess showing up for the birthday because you do want to be there for your partner, right? And your partner probably wanted you to come and like be friends with your friends. Makes things easier when your partner gets along with your friends too. True. Yeah, I don't know. There is a line where, people who believe in astrology use it as an excuse for their behavior. And I get it that it can be frustrating. Just as anything, right? Like I can't go around saying like, oh, it's because I'm Catholic that I'm acting this way that brings harm to others or negativity to others, right? Or, oh, because I'm Mexican, I get to be toxic, So I get that. But then I also, adding this for context, I know that a lot of people get frustrated at people using astrology at all, which is, it's if that's what other people believe in, then, you gotta let them be and don't yuck their yum.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
Especially when they're waiting for their yum to come by.
Exactly right.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like he's doing that. OP is doing that. I don't know their gender. I missed that. But yeah, so.
Yeah, I think my only thing is, one, I agree. I think out of pocket, he doesn't like that's if that was your homie and they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna Virgo out" or whatever, I'd be like, "All right, bro, chill the fuck out."
Yeah, something like.
But
Shut the
if
fuck
it's
up.
somebody like that's one of my pet peeves actually is when somebody doesn't know you that well, but feels like buddy enough to like chop or like make jokes. Like I'm all for homies chopping homies, but a stranger chopping me, like you have not earned my respect enough to fucking come at me. You know what I
bitch,
mean?
who is you?
Or like if they're too buddy, like if a new person comes into the friend group and they don't know other people and they're chopping on other people, I'm like, all right, okay, cool. You don't know them like that. Like,
Feel out the vibe.
yeah, I really dislike that. I'm like, there's like some people, yeah, I won't say where, because
well,
yeah,
say it, John.
No,
Where?
I am not job free, like, but it's just like I don't know. Some people just get too buddy, and I'm like, cool it. Actually,
Yeah, there's a time and place for everything.
yeah, and it sounds like the worst thing was that she was like, all right, let me calm down. That's before she said the astrology thing. If you really hate astrology, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But she said, all right, let me cool down before I have the Virgo moment. So the Virgo moment has not technically happened. The outburst has not technically happened. She's just complaining a lot, but she hasn't had a big freak out moment. But while somebody's calming down, now's not the good time to be like, well, astrology isn't real. Like, that's not the time or place to fucking chop because then you're just going to get her hyped up and riled up again. So, like, there's really no goal besides being petty in what the person did. So I think, this is very much on the light end of asshole, but I got to go asshole.
Yeah. And I have a feeling she also was saying that joking around too. Like,
maybe. And it's probably you're right too, because that's probably how she interacts with her circle of friends.
yeah.
And the comfort level is already there.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. This one is coming from, hit that goat button. Ya boy.
Bah.
Bah.
All right. This is, am I the asshole for giving my wife my honest opinion?
Were we just talking today about how like people will say, I'm not being rude, I'm just telling you the truth or something like that?
We were saying that and how that's so annoying that they think their opinion is the
Subjective
truth just because it's
opinion.
their opinion.
Yeah. I'm
You
gonna
know
say
what?
yes,
It's just
for
the
fun.
truth. This artist is not that good.
Or
It's art. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm watching Dress My Tour, and some people are very like, your designs are just not good. I'm just trying to help you. It's like, how is that helpful? Anyway, I'm gonna say yes, asshole.
I will also say yes, asshole. This feels like one of those stories where the partner is probably just saying, oh, hey, this is what's happening to me. I just want to vent out. And the partner all of a sudden butting in is like, well, let me give you an advice. Let me give you a solution for this problem. Like, bitch, I never asked for it. So I'm going to go, yes, asshole. And it's an unwarranted outlook of advice that they're giving.
All right, here we go. Also, this one has an update.
Love.
All right, so let's get into it. I, 39 male, have been with my wife, 38 female, since we were in college. My wife lately has started a new lifestyle where she no longer believes in deodorant or shaving or showering unless she's dirty or makeup or wearing nice clothes. She doesn't have depression or anything, as much as I know. Actually, I just added as much as I know. How would he know? Anyways, she doesn't have depression or anything.
Not the ad libs.
Yeah, not the ad libs. I got to read what's on the script. She doesn't have depression or anything. It started when she joined a new yoga class.
Cool.
I never commented because she is a grown woman and she could do what she wants with her own body. But she asked me today how I feel about her quote unquote new me. I told her that it doesn't matter how I feel as long as it makes her happy. She kept asking though, quote, but I want to know how you feel.
Ah, well, then there you go. That's the pass that you
Open the doors.
It's like Filipinos asking like, hey, do you want to eat? Oh no, thank you. I'm not hungry. Just to be respectful. And then you're like, Oh, you want to eat? Well, I mean, you asked. I guess I'll fucking eat.
I guess I have to.
I guess I have to eat now.
Eventually, I said, "You really want to know how I feel? I miss the woman I fell in love with. She used to dress nice, smell great, shower every day, wear makeup, brush her hair. I don't really like this whole all natural thing, but again, not my decision, so I have no say." End quote. She then started crying and called me an insensitive, vain jerk. And now she won't talk to me. Am I the asshole when she wanted my opinion?
Damn.
Update now or later?
Let's speculate first.
Okay,
Nancy.
okay,
This is how we make the podcast spicy.
This is how we get canceled.
Hey, we haven't been afraid for it.
Guys, be nice to Nancy.
Yes.
Please. I can't handle it.
I'm gonna say no, not the asshole right now. She opened up the door for the conversation. At first, he said that, well, I don't really want to, like, whatever, how I feel, as long as you're happy. And she kept prodding and asking, like, well, what do you really feel? Well, then he became honest. And even after the honesty, he says, hey, I said my piece, but as long as you're happy, I'm cool with it. But I understand the hurt that she felt saying, like, hey, you're not the same woman that I fell in love with. That part's a little icky to me. But she asked. Unfortunately, he spoke the truth. I'd be even more pissed to find out my partner was lying to me.
True.
Yeah, I guess that statement does really sting to hear that I'm not the same person that you fell in love with.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see how she got hurt by that. And, you know, what all about me do you miss aside from the things that we mentioned that are physical, hygienic type of things? So again, I think delivery, if he said this
Yes.
with care and kindness, maybe the reaction should have been more so like, oh, I see what you're saying and some of the stuff that you're saying hurts me. But I don't know. I think that maybe there are some things that are valid that he said, right? Some things are deemed necessary for people, and that's going to differ people to person. And there's some things that are more like unnecessary. Like, for example, maybe makeup isn't as necessary as like
Yes.
showering every day. I don't know. People smell differently if they shower. Sometimes Sean doesn't smell. Oftentimes he doesn't smell.
I'm
Oftentimes
jealous.
I smell. So I need to like be showering every day. So
That Asian gene.
Bitch, I ain't got it. I'm so
I don't
jealous.
know. I think not really an asshole. But again, how did you deliver this? I need a recording. I need to hear it.
Need to hear
That edit's about to fuck us up, Nancy. Watch.
Oh, no.
All right, the edit. Some people asked if she ever sought therapy after our failed. There might be something missing in between, but this is maybe something in the comments that's not in the post or the original post. But he says, "Thank you so much for your comments and direct messages. My apologies for my terrible punctuation. Some people asked if she ever sought therapy after our failed fertility journey. No, she didn't. And it really hit me that I never noticed how it could have affected her. She still gets upset over pregnancy announcements from even strangers and avoids baby showers altogether. I decided to have a chat with her, and she said that she has been watching a lot of videos and thinks that maybe all of the chemicals and products have caused her infertility. I was 100% wrong. It was not the yoga class. She had been following some stuff she watched online about detoxing her body from quote-unquote chemicals, and she said she feels like she is not a woman anymore because she can't give me kids. I told her that I don't want to have kids anymore and that I'm content with our decision not to. I'm not sure why she even thought about doing that to her body, and she said that I have been distant and not affectionate anymore. I laughed and said it has nothing to do with not having kids. It has to do with her quote-unquote detox. I told her, you have done nothing wrong. Why are you punishing and detoxing your body? We are soon going to meet a counselor, but for now, yes, she has showered and brushed her hair. We went for mini golf and brunch, and yes, I admit I was a mega asshole. To which I'll say, I don't even know if you're a mega asshole, but I do like that you're taking accountability. For not like thinking about, more so than yoga. The fertility seems like a pretty big life moment that you missed out in the original posting. I feel like that's pretty crucial information.
Yep.
But yeah, is he the asshole?
I still say no.
Yeah.
And I think, like we said, Sean, he did take accountability when he realized that, oh shit, it's just deeper than this. He went back and say like, hey, let's get you some help. Let's seek some counseling for you. Reassured her that, hey, it's nothing about like, nothing about you as potentially not being a mother for kids. And I reassure you that it's not your fault. It just happened to be the product of the detox that you're doing. So I'm glad that he went back and reassured some of the possible insecurities that she's had about herself. I feel like that's going to go a long way in her journey to recover and journey to see that she's worth more than what she thinks of herself at the moment. So he seems like a good partner. He did come in a little strong in a little bit, but I think it came from a place of concern as opposed to like a place of like, disgust or like malice towards her. So yeah, I'm still going not the asshole at all for this guy.
It makes me think that maybe his comment about you're not the woman that I fell in love with or something like that is maybe had a different connotation to it.
Maybe.
Because maybe he saw some light drain from her eyes as well as she was going through these changes. And maybe she was just not, I don't know. It obviously she was hurting, right? And so he probably saw that darkness too. That's what I'm hoping for, at least.
Because he was like, she's not depressed, but it sounds like he maybe kind of felt her depression actually.
Yeah.
Without realizing it.
I think he was probably had blinders thinking that, oh, it's because she's in this new yoga group, as opposed to like, oh shit, there's something deeper that I completely glossed over.
Yeah. I'd be a little suspicious of that yoga group if you start making those types of changes.
I think I heard Nancy saying it's a cult.
It's a cult. No, but it just makes me sad to think that, she was trying to find answers in something and there was a disconnection that was happening between them two. And I'm glad they did their due diligence to find out, what it is that's happening underneath. So hopefully they're okay today.
Yeah.
Same.
All right. Well, that is it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. A little bit of a long one. Thank you for listening in the whole time. And thank you, Nancy, for joining us.
Be nice, people. We will find you.
She's still regretting her choice.
Sorry. Please, Josh, add a disclaimer at the beginning. Thank you.
All right, guys. If you want more Reddit on Wiki, show notes are there for you to figure out where to get more. Okay, thank you. Also, merch available. Buy now. Buy now merch.
Decorum.
RedditOnWikiShop.com. Decorum.
Get
Bye.
therapy.